What if becoming wealthy isn't about how smart you are, how early you invest, or how much money you make, but about how you think? That's the central idea behind The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, a book that doesn't teach you how to crunch numbers, but how to manage emotions. It's not a finance textbook. It's a guide to your relationship with money, why we behave irrationally, and how small mindset shifts can change your financial future. Stick with me through this video as we break down all 20 lessons from the book. I'll explain what each one really means, how it applies to your life, and where the book shines and where it doesn't. By the end, you won't just understand money better, you'll think about it differently. No one's crazy, we're just shaped by experience. People make financial decisions based on what they've seen and lived through, not spreadsheets. If you were born in the 1970s and saw high inflation, you'll behave differently than someone who saw booming tech stocks in the 2000s. One person's cautious behavior looks smart to them and crazy to someone else. That's why arguments about money often go nowhere. We're not irrational, we're just living different realities. Understand that, and you'll stop judging others, and maybe even yourself. Luck and risk, the unseen forces. Bill Gates went to one of the few high schools in the world that had a computer. That was luck. But another brilliant student at the same school died in a tragic accident. That was risk. Success and failure aren't always merit-based. Sometimes it's timing. Sometimes it's the dice. The lesson? Be careful drawing conclusions from others' outcomes. Learn from stories, but don't assume they'll repeat for you. Never enough, the dangerous game of comparison. One of the most powerful lessons in the book: know your definition of enough. People like Rajat Gupta and Bernie Madoff had millions, but ruined everything chasing even more. When you chase endlessly, you start taking risks you don't need to, and eventually you'll lose. Knowing you're enough is a financial superpower. It protects your wealth and your peace. Compounding, the hidden power of time. Warren Buffett is rich not just because he's a good investor, but because he's been doing it for 75 years. Compounding doesn't work by magic. It works over decades. The longer you let your investments grow, the more they accelerate. But compounding is hard to appreciate in the moment because it's slow, until it's not. The takeaway? Start early, stay consistent, and let time do the heavy lifting. Getting wealthy versus staying wealthy. Getting rich takes risk, boldness, and maybe a little luck. But staying rich? That takes humility, caution, and patience. Morgan Housel says survival is the key to long-term wealth. You don't have to hit a home run, you just have to avoid striking out. A big win won't matter if you can't hold on to it. So plan not just to grow, but to endure. Tails drive everything, rare events, big outcomes. Most of your success might come from a few decisions. It's the same with investors and entrepreneurs. Walt Disney produced hundreds of hours of content, but one major hit funded the future. Housel calls these tail events, low probability, high impact outcomes. So what should you do? Give yourself more chances to be lucky. Stay in the game long enough for a tail event to reward you. Freedom, the ultimate goal of money. The real value of money is not what you buy. It's the control it gives you over your time. The happiest people aren't necessarily the richest. They're the ones who choose what they do and when they do it. Wealth isn't about status. It's about freedom. Every dollar saved buys you a bit more time. And that, according to Housel, is the highest dividend money pays. The man in the car paradox. Status is a mirage. When someone drives a fancy car, others don't admire them. They imagine themselves in the car. Trying to impress others is a losing game. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves to admire you. True influence comes from humility, kindness, and being in control of your life, not showing it off. Spend less time chasing attention. Spend more time building independence. Wealth is what you don't see. Rich is what you show. Wealth is what you keep. When someone wears designer clothes or drives a luxury car, you're seeing what they spent, not what they saved. True wealth is invisible. It's money in the bank, investments that grow quietly, and decisions not to upgrade unnecessarily. Every rupee you don't spend is a vote for your financial future. Save without a reason. Most financial advice says to save for retirement, a house, or college. But Housel flips this. Just save. Because saving without a specific goal gives you flexibility. It protects you from surprises. It opens up opportunity when life changes. Think of savings as freedom insurance. You may not know what you'll use it for, but future, you will thank you for having it. Reasonable is better than rational. The perfect financial plan on paper might not work in real life. That's why Housel says to aim for what's reasonable, not purely rational. It's reasonable to keep cash even if it earns less, if it helps you sleep at night. It's reasonable to avoid debt even if it could leverage growth. If you can stick to a pretty good plan, it will beat the perfect plan you abandon. You'll change, so will your goals. The financial goals you have at 25 may be completely different at 45. That's not a failure, that's life. Build flexibility into your plans. Don't lock yourself into one version of success. Accept that your definition of a good life will evolve. Room for error. Build a cushion. Bad things happen. Plans fail. The unexpected shows up. So build in room for error. Save a little more than you think you need. Invest a little safer than you want to, and assume you'll be wrong occasionally. Margin is what keeps plans alive when the world doesn't cooperate. You'll believe anything, the danger of desperation. In times of stress, people grab onto anything that sounds like hope, even scams. That's why it's critical to stay skeptical. If someone promises you easy wealth, fast results, or guaranteed returns, run. Financial literacy is your best defense. If you can't explain how something works, don't put your money in it. The seduction of pessimism. Why bad news feels smart. Negativity sells. Fear feels urgent. And in finance, it always sounds more intelligent to be cynical. But the world improves slowly. Wealth builds quietly. Compound growth doesn't scream, it whispers. Don't let doomsayers talk you out of progress. Optimism isn't naive, it's realistic over the long term. Believe in the quiet magic of time and effort. Don't copy others, play your own game. You'll always be tempted to mimic the hot investor or the millionaire next door. But what works for them may not work for you, because their goals, timelines, and risk tolerance are different. You're not late, you're not behind, you're playing your own game. Stay focused on your scorecard. Wealth requires patience and pain. The market goes up, the market goes down. In the short term, it feels chaotic. To build wealth, you have to be okay with discomfort. You have to endure dips, delays, and disappointments without quitting. The cost of returns is uncertainty. Accept that price, and you'll earn the reward. Summary: your financial behavior is everything. After reading 20 lessons, here's the core message. Getting wealthy is about discipline, not intelligence. Staying wealthy is about humility, not arrogance. Real financial success is emotional, not logical. Small decisions, made consistently, shape your future. Final thoughts, the pros and cons. What this book does brilliantly. It teaches timeless truths in simple language. It shifts your mindset, not just your math. It's accessible to everyone, whether you're just starting out or decades in. Where it falls short. It doesn't give step-by-step strategies. It's big on philosophy, light on action plans. If you want what to invest in answers, you won't find them here. But that's not a weakness, it's a focus. The psychology of money shows you that behavior is 90% of the game, and mindset is the foundation of it all. If this changed how you think about money, even slightly, drop a comment below. What's your favorite lesson? What's one behavior you'll change starting today? And don't forget to subscribe, because in our next video, we'll take this mindset and turn it into a practical money plan, budgeting, investing, saving, with psychology built in. Thanks for watching. And remember, financial freedom starts in your mind, long before it shows up in your bank account.